Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a review of the CEFALY, an electronic medical device that I use to treat my migraines. So if you have issues with migraines too, keep watching to learn about my experience with the CEFALY. So before I get started telling you about my experience with the CEFALY device, just a reminder to definitely check with your doctor before investing in one of these devices. They are a bit pricey, which I will get into the details of that a little bit later in the video, but 100% definitely check with your doctor or go to a neurologist, have a discussion with them, and see if the CEFALY is a good fit for you. So let me tell you what comes with the CEFALY. When you order this device, it will come in the mail in a box that looks like this, and inside you will have the instruction manual, a charger, a little carrying case, an electrode, and the device itself, the CEFALY. Okay, let me show you how the CEFALY works. The first thing you're going to do is peel off the electrode from this little plastic sheet it comes on. So you're just going to peel this off. The back of this is sticky. So you just peel it off and you're going to stick it right to the middle of your forehead, like that. Now let me lean in a little bit. If you can see, there are two little magnets in the middle of the electrode. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the actual CEFALY device here. On the back of that, you can see there are also two little magnets. That's how the device connects to the adhesive. So you just pop it right on. So once it's on your forehead, it's really easy to turn on. There's only one button to push right in the middle here. So this device that I have is a dual, so it has two settings. The first setting is a treatment mode for if you're having a migraine attack. So you would push the button one time if you are currently experiencing a migraine and want some relief. What I do every day for 20 minutes is I use the second mode, which is for prevention, migraine prevention. And what you'll do is you just push the button 2 times and then you let it do its 20-minute cycle. Okay, so I'm going to take this back off for now. Again, just really, it peels right off. I'm going to put it back on its little plastic sheet here. And what I like to do is put it back in its little bag that it comes in. So I'm just going to stick it right back in this bag. But on top of that, in order to keep the adhesive sticky as long as possible, I also put it in a Ziploc bag. So I'm going to put it in the Ziploc bag, try to squeeze all the air out of it, and zip it up. So these electrodes are reusable, but only for 20 days or 20 uses. So over time, obviously, as you're sticking it on and taking it off over and over again, day after day, the adhesive gets less sticky, and that makes it, it just doesn't work as well when the adhesive loses that stickiness, is what I've found. So let me tell you a little bit more. So the very first time that I used this product, so first of all, I was scared of it. I avoided getting this, even though my doctor recommended it almost from the get-go. I had never heard of it before. Something using electricity on my forehead sounds scary. And I just wasn't ready for it. I was more comfortable using medication, taking a pill every day to do my migraine prevention. And I did do that for several years. A good solid 2 years. I tried out a few different medications. I found one that had the least amount of side effects, although still had a significant side effect of making me very lightheaded, which became more and more of a problem. And then I finally decided to just go for it. I did my research. I went to their website, read everything they had, looked online for reviews, and watched every YouTube video I could find, which there weren't that many. So I finally decided to do it, and I purchased the CEFALY. So the very first time that I used the CEFALY, obviously I didn't know what to expect. You read reviews, but you really just don't know what this is going to feel like to you. And also, nobody really kind of gave any tips for when you do your very first session. So I'm going to tell you what I did and that you should probably not do this. So the very first time that I used the CEFALY, I did exactly what I just showed you. I stuck the electrode to my forehead, I put the device on, I pushed the button, and I was like pretty terrified. I'm like, I didn't know. I'm like, is this gonna be super painful? People said it's not painful, but what if it's super painful to me? What is it gonna feel like? And I just kind of had to go with what I had read, where people said that it's uncomfortable but not painful, or if you do feel some discomfort, it's nothing like what you feel actually having a migraine, so it's worth it. So what I did the first time, because I was really nervous, I literally sat on my couch, completely like upright, with my back straight, my eyes open, pretty much like terrified. I stuck it to my forehead and I pushed the button, and I'm just like sitting like this, like waiting, because it did take a couple minutes for me to start feeling the sensation. So I was just like sitting there like this, like my eyes wide open, like waiting to see what this was gonna feel like. And so I started to feel the tingling, and I think I made it like 1 or 2 minutes before I was like, oh my gosh, this is too intense. I can't handle this, and I pulled it off my forehead. And I was like, I don't know if I can use this device. It was just a sensation I had never felt before, and right off the bat, sitting straight up, like upright, eyes wide open, probably in the most tense state that I could possibly be, is when I tried the device and thought it was too painful and I couldn't handle it. So that was it for that day. I did my 1 to 2 minutes, and I was like, I'm good for today. We'll try again tomorrow. So the next day, I just wanted to see how long I could make it through the 20-minute session. So this time, I decided to go for a little bit of a different approach, which was trying to relax while doing it. And that's what I suggest you do. So I just laid down on the couch. I had the TV on. I laid down, stuck the electrode, or the adhesive, and then stuck the electrode on and pushed the button. So I was laying down on the couch, and I closed my eyes, and I tried to relax as much as possible. I just tried to zone out. And so again, I felt the sensation start to come on after a few minutes. And this time it wasn't that bad. Yes, it was an experience. And I'll tell you in a second what it felt like to me. I'm sure it feels different to everybody, but it is a unique sensation that you do get used to over time. And it is nothing like the pain that I have with a migraine. So I laid there, I tried to relax, I just zoned out, my eyes were closed, and I actually made it through the whole 20-minute session in my second try. So the intensity does ramp up after each couple of minutes, and I think I have to reread the booklet. I think after 14 minutes, it stabilizes at this like peak intensity, and then it starts to go back down again. So the very second time I did it, I made it through the whole cycle and had a pretty good experience. And then I felt good moving forward that, yes, it's a weird, somewhat uncomfortable sensation, but it's not painful. It's not like the pain I have with a migraine. And I can handle it. I can do this on a daily basis for 20 minutes. So to describe the sensation for first-time users, I've read and listened to or watched YouTube videos about several people trying to explain it. My best description is, you know, when your foot falls asleep and you feel that tingling pins and needles kind of feeling? That's what I feel in my forehead. So it feels like pressure, like somebody's pushing on your forehead, plus that tingling, your foot's asleep feeling. So you do feel pressure. So you might be used to feeling pressure if you have migraines. That is one of the things that I deal with. I will get pressure in my head. So I'm kind of used to that feeling, but it's pressure plus this tingling sensation. And like I said, it does get a little more intense as you go through the session, but it wasn't anything I felt was unbearable. Maybe a little uncomfortable at times, but I wouldn't call it painful. And you do get more used to it the more times that you use this device. And I do use it on a daily basis for 20 minutes. So what I do, my routine is, I think I forgot to mention this earlier. You are supposed to wash your forehead first. I just use soap and water. And that, again, just helps the electrode last longer. So I do my nightly routine. I do this at night. I wash my forehead. Then I go lay down on the couch. I have the TV on so I can listen to it while I'm doing my 20-minute session. I put it on, turn it on, and then I just relax and zone out, and I listen to the TV while doing my 20-minute session. And that's what works best for me. Afterward, and when the cycle's finished, something to note is that, so you feel this pressure on your forehead, and when the session is over, it's like this release. It feels like there's like this melting going on, this like good melting, just washing everything away. And I feel very, relaxed afterward. I feel good. I've never had any side effects afterward when doing the sessions. The only thing, maybe, it might just be because I do it at nighttime and I'm a early to bed, early to rise person. Sometimes I do feel a little sleepy afterwards, but it's kind of my time to wind down anyway. So it doesn't bother me. I'll continue watching TV for a little bit at nighttime and then I'll go to bed. So what I use is the daily prevention setting. And like I said, there are two settings. There is a treatment setting for if you are actively having a migraine. And I have used this setting a few times just to see if it worked for me. And unfortunately, I feel like it doesn't. But I'm fine with that. I love using it for the prevention setting, and I do enjoy using that on a daily basis, and it has helped me. But for the treatment setting, that is a 1 hour cycle. So it is kind of like you're locked in. You got to be, you have to have the time to just go through this cycle for a whole hour and have this device on your forehead. And that one I did find is less intense than the daily preventative one, but it is just so long to me. And I did not, unfortunately, find it helpful for my migraines. What I actually ended up doing, what I've found is that I also take, when I'm actually experiencing a migraine, I do take a pill medication. And while I'm waiting for that pill to kick in, it does take actually the same amount of time. It takes an hour for the pill to kick in and clear my migraine away. But I did find that this device, if I chose to use it, did not cure my migraine. It did not take it away from me, but it did kind of create a distraction. So instead of feeling the intense pain of the migraine, instead I felt this, in comparison, pleasant tingling. So if I did want to use it for that as a distraction for an hour while I'm waiting for my pill to kick in, I would use it in that sense. But for me, the device alone does not cure my migraines if I'm actively having one. Also, another thing, well, two things that I noticed with the treatment setting. One, it really diminished the power of my electrode. I noticed that. After using it for a full hour cycle and then using it for my daily preventative 20-minute sessions afterward, the electrode was not as powerful, and I felt like I had to switch it out much faster. The stickiness really diminished right away after doing that 1 hour long treatment session. And then the other thing that kind of weirded me out, so with my daily preventative one, the 20-minute cycle, I might, once the device turns off, for like a minute, I might still feel some tingling in my forehead. But when I used the treatment session for 1 hour, I felt the tingling for a good like 15 to 20 minutes afterward. It was really weird to me. I felt like the device was still on my forehead and it wasn't for a full like 15 to 20 minutes. So that was just kind of a weird sensation. I just kind of wanted it to stop. I had already had it on my forehead for a full hour, and I just wanted the tingling to be done at that point. So another thing that I wanted to mention is about the sensation you feel when the CEFALY device is on your forehead. So when I was reading about the CEFALY, I just got it in my head that it was going to be like a zap, 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 zap. But instead, it's like a tingling that I can feel moving around my forehead. So it might start here and then I'll feel it moving backwards, or I'll feel it moving to the sides. So it's an interesting sensation to feel. Sometimes I like to pretend like I'm getting like a little head massage. It's a little more intense than that. But I didn't expect for such a small device for it to have that range where it feels it's making sensations move around my head. So the next question I want to answer is, does it work for me? So like I just mentioned, I don't feel like the treatment of a migraine that's actively happening, I don't think that works for me. But I do feel like the daily preventative cycle does, and that it's worth it. So I have done that pretty regularly. I've only missed a few days because I was either sick or some other reason. But otherwise, I have pretty much religiously done my 20-minute treatment every night for the past 6 months. And it is not a cure, unfortunately. I'm sorry to break it to you. I am not migraine free, unfortunately, but it has helped a lot. And especially because I have gotten off my daily migraine prevention pill medication. I no longer have to take any daily pills. So that was a big positive for me. And this has no side effects for me. So I was really struggling with the side effects from my previous medication. So I really am happy that this has it has no side effects for me. So over time, I have tried to identify some triggers that I have for my migraines. I stopped drinking alcohol several years ago. That was an easy thing for me to cut out. I never drank much anyway. Certain types of chocolate I've found seem to trigger migraines for me. So I try to be careful about eating new chocolates that I'm unfamiliar with. And the biggest one is sodium. I really have to watch how much salt I eat. And I'm not always so good about that. So I found that I think and you probably hear this in every video, it's the CEFALY device plus lifestyle changes is like the power duo to really help decrease your migraines. And that is what I've found. So as I changed my diet, I really watched, cut down on fast food and takeout food and restaurants that are high in sodium, and made more meals at home. I did notice a difference that the CEFALY was a lot more effective. When I make an effort to avoid my triggers. Another thing that I found that helped is going on daily walks, or every other day whenever I have time, trying to make an effort to get some exercise in and walk around my neighborhood. I found that that also really helps in conjunction with the CEFALY device. So you might be wondering how much the CEFALY costs. So right now it is $399, so pretty much $400 for the CEFALY device. And then for a 3-pack of the electrodes, it's $25. So $424 for everything you need to get started with the CEFALY. They do have free shipping right now, so that's something. And they also do have a 60-day guarantee, so you can get your money back if it doesn't work out for you. So I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I hope you found it helpful if you are considering purchasing a CEFALY device. If you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment below, and I will let you know more about my experience with the device and try to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks for watching my video.